All right, welcome everyone. This is another episode of Squid Speaks. So what we're doing is just basically chatting to people via video link, people around Nottingham involved in music. And tonight's guest, we've got Steve Wrighty. All right, Wrighty.
Yeah,
Um,
not bad. How you doing?
yeah, good. Thanks. Thanks for taking time out to chat to us and bearing with the technical difficulties.
No worries, no worries. It might have been at my end.
No, it's all right. I'm still working out this stuff myself as well. I'm surprised that we've somehow managed to make this happen. But it's one of those things, isn't it? I kind of prefer doing it in real life if you can, or when you can't see my
Yeah.
face as much. But yeah, I think it's working anyway. So yeah, thanks for coming on. I'll just
No worries.
give anyone who's listening a bit of an overview. So, Righty, you're part of Soul Buggin crew. That's how most people would probably know you. Um,
Yeah.
Brilliant DJ in your own right. Overall, good bloke in Nottingham, and you're someone that kind of most people that I speak to, music wise in Notts, seem to know you and have some kind of story or good thing to say about you. So, yeah,
I've been about for a fair few years, so yeah.
nice. So yeah, be cool to just kind of get a bit of a background about what what got you into music, how you kind of decided to start DJing. Was there a particular thing that kind of got you into music in the first place?
I just always loved music from what I can remember. I've always listened to music. When I used to go for my dad's record collection, loads of tapes as well, listen to loads of bits and pieces. So, I mean, various, all sorts of different things. I never really sort of hit on a style of music or anything particularly different. I think until I was about 11 or 12, 11 probably, and my cousin's then boyfriend had recorded a CD, no, an album, an LP it was at the time, for my dad to listen to, and it was Grover Washington Jr. live at the Bijou, and I used to listen to that tape over and over again, and I just kind of listened to the funky, soulful jazziness of it, and loved it, and then just sort of got into different things. I remember buying an album because it had a Booker T and the MG's track on it. Because like everybody else when they were about 12, you love Green Onions. I was like,
Yeah,
right, let's get everything else that they've done. But there was who was it? Staple Singer's track on there, and it absolutely blew me away. And it was just suddenly I had to find out more like that. And I think just there was a really good second-hand record shop where near where I lived, and I used to go there. I mean, it used to do new stuff as well, but mainly second-hand stuff, and I used to buy loads of stuff from there. All the money from paper round, all the money from my Saturday job, everything used to go on money. I think used to go on records,
yeah.
and just yeah, that's just what I did. And people at school, there was a bloke at school who used to do parties, but he was into heavy metal, so he didn't always have the music that everybody wanted. And he asked me to come along once and just play some of the more sort of soulful stuff and the mod stuff and the soul stuff for people. So I did, and I loved it, and absolutely just took off from there. I think.
So was it ever like, I'm guessing it wasn't really a conscious decision to get into DJing, just kind of worked out through people asking you to play somewhere?
I used to go around people's houses and just take over the record player. I used to go and just put on music and put on music. So it just became as a thing is like, right, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. So it became a natural progression. Is like, give me two decks and give me the power to make you all listen to this, and I'll do it.
Did you find like a lot of people you were kind of around, were they into different sort of music then? Was there not a lot of people you shared the kind of same taste as?
Massively. Well, I'm originally from London, so I sort of around Ealing area, Ealing Harrow area, and there were some people into the music I was into, but I mean, for times I used to go to gigs on my own, so I'd go up to London to Hammersmith Odeon and just go and see an Atlantic Star on my own, going to see the SOS band on my own, going to see Level 42 on my own, going to see Cameo on my own. Because there's no one else I knew that was heavily into that. But I've met some people who were like as obsessed with me, some mates, and yeah, we kind of started going to clubs, and I'd already gotten to some clubs, and some people were into that, but I used to bump into different people every week. So yeah, I used to go out places on my own. Really, to be fair.
Sounds like some good acts worth going to anyway. You know, it's like stuff you don't want to be missing.
Oh, without doubt. Oh, you didn't want to miss. I mean, going to see Cameo. I think it was a 5:30 show, and it was just full of GIs. It was amazing. Like, it's all the American air bases emptied, and yeah, I was this little skinny kid, which I was honestly at the time, and people were just like looking at me, going, "What are you doing there?" It's like, well, I want to see Cameo.
Wow, yeah, that must have been a pretty mad one. That.
Oh, it's
What
amazing. Such a good.
what brought you to Nottingham? When did you move up to Notts?
I moved up to Notts. I think it was 92, 93, 1993. I'd been made redundant from my job. I used to work at the BBC, and I knew people up here. I had a girlfriend up here at the time, and I knew people, and I just went to university up here, and just stayed. Really, to be honest, it was brilliant. Really enjoyed being up here. I mean, I was coming up here and DJing before I actually moved up here. First place I think I ever DJ'd in Nottingham was a Kookaburra bar, as it used, well, not as it
Still
is
there,
now,
innit?
but when it used to be more fun. With Tony used to run it, and he was a mate, so yeah, he used to let me loose on the decks, and used to play at a night called Jazz in the Box as well. I was one of the residents, despite the fact I lived in London, which was quite mad.
That's a good
But
thing,
yeah, there's
really.
some good other people. Like Tim Lovely was a resident at the time as well, so yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people, speak of the scene in Nottingham, late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. I think there was a lot going on then. Um,
There was
we,
loads of mad stuff. There was always some good parties going on. Like Tony Global did stuff with Bob Sadler. You had the Fat Wax crew going on. We used to put on stuff as Hot Butter. Used to run a night with a couple of blokes, Matt and Scott, and we used to put on sort of like jazzy, dancey, funky, hip hoppy, breaksy, drum and bass or whatever, but jazz sort of funky based. So that was quite crazy. That was really really good. But I used to go quite left field with that though, throwing a few like jazzy house tunes and a few little African sampling bits and pieces, which was really really good. But yeah, it was exciting. There was loads and loads of good stuff. I mean, obviously you still had like your DIYs and your going on and Rockaderos and Deluxe and eventually the Hippo. It was
yeah,
a good time.
definitely. That kind of brings into the sort of question of like I suppose you as a DJ, like I think from what I've seen in your sets and kind of what soul bugging is like, you're not really kind of bound by playing a particular style of music. It's generally just kind of across the board. Have you ever?
I can't even play one style of music in the same set. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? There's too many different. So I'm still like excitable when it comes to records and music. I still want to play in different, and I can play, like a 4 hour house set. I can play a 4 hour soul set. I can play a 4 hour funk set. But it kind of leads me into other places, and I want to actually go, yeah, but listen to where this has come from, and listen to this, and listen to that. So yeah, I don't like to restrict myself by playing just one sort of music. A lot of the DJs I grew up listening to were sort of based in sort of one known for one sort of music, but they weren't. If you went to see them, they'd be playing a complete and utter mix up of stuff. People like Bob Jones and obviously Giles and Norman J back in the day. Loads of Glenn Gunner I used to go and see. So there'd be some really, really good. I mean, they would just play absolutely everything. So it'd be really, really cool.
do you think have your tastes changed at all over the years? Have there been times where you kind of went through a stage and you look back on it thinking, well, I don't really play stuff like that, or you know,
I I sort of go through phases, and I'm getting to more into one sort of music and then sort of leave it and move on to stuff. But I never ever. I would still play. There's nothing that I've played that I wouldn't play again.
yeah,
But I've played it. I'm moving on. Occasionally, I'll bring up other tracks, but I'll move around and play stuff. I mean, if you want me to do a smooth R&B set, I'll go and play you an hour of smooth R&B because there's some quality kicking tunes in there. But there isn't the call for that anymore. But I would still like to throw a mad hip hop set in the middle of a hip hop track in the middle of a house set and stuff like that. I'd always like to mix it up, or whatever. I always think that I don't want to just hear one sort of music. I want to be surprised. I want people to be interested in what I play, whether they are or not. They just have to put up with it. But it's what I like to do.
Yeah, and I think there's obviously an appetite for it because yeah, people do
Yeah,
like it,
there
and people
appears
have.
to be. Yeah.
So going on to like obviously building into putting on parties and stuff in Nottingham, how did you? Who were you kind of involved with? What other DJs were you kind of meeting or having fun with and DJing with at the time to kind of end up meeting the Soul Bugging crew and all that?
It was kind of weird. I mean, I'd run club nights before. I've run a fair few, some successful, some not so. I mean, find me a promoter who hasn't run unsuccessful nights, and I'll find you someone who hasn't tried.
Yeah.
But I mean, I ran that hot butter night for a good few years. I mean, I don't know, 5, 6 years. So we were getting people like Snowboy up or Mr. Scruff up, and like so many good do Ali B, and we did another thing. I was involved in Steel as well at the Beetroot, but sort of moved on from that, and just been talking to others. I mean, we kind of got together through music forums with the other Soul Bugging lot. But I used to play at Brown's on a Sunday afternoon. There was like a rotating thing like Tom Bailey, Bob Sadler came and played with me. There's a few other people who used to play there. Martin Watson, back in the day, used to play as well. But like Mark and Bean used to come over and come and have a chat and like play stuff like that. And we just really got involved and interested in trying to do something in Nottingham that was sort of the music that we played, which is we all come from different backgrounds, so it was really disparate as well. But we were on Norman Jay's forum and Giles Peterson's forum, so we had a base in the similar sort of music, but we still play totally different now. So, but then there's times that we just sort of hook in. Sometimes we dovetail nicely. Sometimes we don't dovetail so nicely. Sometimes we're playing exactly the same records. So I think it works brilliantly.
Yeah, definitely. And when you started out with Soul Bugging, what was the first place you started doing the nights?
I was playing at Snug, I think, at the time. He was playing at Bar. Bean was playing at Bar Humbug. I know they came and played at Brown's a little bit. I think we did a Christmas party at Snug because they were always like around Christmas. It was really quiet there, so we just did one Friday night there, put one on. We did stuff up at the Loft, like all over, like little small, like little one-off things, like free to get in, almost like bar set type stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I think I was at in fact I know I was at a One True Saxon sample sale when Dave Kenny, who I don't know where I first knew Dave from, but he ran Moog at the time, and he just said, "Do you fancy putting on a night?" And I went, only if I do it like a Soul Bug. And he went, "Do what you want, mate. I don't care." And that was kind of the marriage with how Moog started. And it was crazy. We put on the first night there, and I wasn't even there. I went off to Southport Weekender.
Yeah.
Mark and Bean. So, but yeah, it was alright. We did a few of them, and it was kind of weird. It was just like getting a few Nottingham mates involved. And then we decided to put Domu on for, I don't remember, because why not? Because it's Domu and we had the chance to put him on in Nottingham. So, yeah, that was, and we actually charged people the first time and couldn't believe people would pay to come and see us. And it was just, we're looking around going, this is mad. Well, I only turned up for an hour because my son was about 3 weeks old. And it was the first time I'd actually been out and seen people. And I couldn't last more than an hour because everyone stopped talking to me. And I was like, I need to go and find something. This is freaking me.
At least you made it. To be fair, it's a good effort.
Yeah. It was a battle, but yeah, you kind of get used to having the two kids. You kind of get used to having a DJ and going through it. But they're great. I mean, they're massively into their music as well now, so it kind of follows on.
Yeah, I don't think they got a choice being in your house, really, have they?
I let them listen to what they want. Not in the car, they don't get to, but they get to pick what they want. So I've been and watched the Vamps with my son. And he's now prefers a Tribe Called Quest, so
Nothing wrong with that.
There is none. Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant. What has been your favourite sort of venue or night that you've done over the years? I can imagine because you've kind of moved places, like you say, quite a lot with Soul Bugging.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's really, really hard to say. Pick one as a special out. I mean, Moog was just immense because it was Moog. I mean, it was utter chaos, but it was brilliant. I mean, I love parts of the Bodega were really, really good. They've all had, well, most have had really, really good. I mean, the Loft House was, when first time I walked in there, I just sent a text to three others and just went, right, I found somewhere we got to do a party.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. That was one of my favourites, but everywhere had its sort of advantages and disadvantages. So you just kind of put it on. There's been no perfect space, but there are always good spaces. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Loft House.
I quite liked the cell where we were supposed to have the party a couple of weeks ago. That looked exciting. That looked interesting. But obviously, we haven't had a party yet there. So
where was that? Sorry, the cell?
But the cell underneath Daskino.
Yeah.
That's where we're supposed to have an electric night. But, you know, I've liked loads of places. I mean, I've played most places in Nottingham. I remember years ago they came out, I think on the Guardian Guide, it was like the top 10 clubs and bars in Nottingham. I looked through it and thought, I've been sacked from 7 of those.
What, for DJing or for something else?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes for DJing, for playing not the right sort of music, and other times it's just like, yeah, we can't really keep you on because, you're not playing the music other people want. So
part of the job, isn't it?
That's how it goes, isn't it? I mean, I'm not going to change. I play what I want, and if I can't play what I want, I won't play.
Exactly, it's nothing worse.
I'll take my choice somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not a fun situation, but I think generally it seems like you've been able to get to a stage where you can play what you want, where you're booked now. So it's what everyone works
I think generally
towards.
that's the case, isn't it? So yeah. I mean, I'm that old and I've got a full-time day job, so I can just go no if I want to now. So that's what I do.
Yeah, it's the best way. In terms of like DJs that you like or people that have kind of inspired you, like what do you think makes a good DJ, or what do you kind of enjoy when you go out and stuff?
I love the well. That's a good question. That's a very good question. What do I love? I love a DJ who can play to the crowd, but doesn't necessarily have to play to the crowd. You know what I mean? I like to be introduced to new things. I mean, I don't like DJs who just go, right, I'm going to play what I want, and you're going to listen to what I want all night without looking at you. I want someone who can read the crowd and understand and like go, right, I want to take you over here, so I'm going to have to work to take you over there, and like. I don't want to just hear the same old tunes. I want to hear new stuff, but I don't just want someone just to impose themselves. I think they need to, there's a bit of education and a bit of entertainment needs to be mixed in, and you've got to look. I mean, people are paying to go and see these DJs, but then these people still want to be entertained as well. So I think just having an understanding, having an eye for the dance floor, but not being too scared about playing something that a little bit out there that people might leave. Just go, yeah, I know I can get you back in a minute. That's fine.
Yeah, nicely put.
Those are the best DJs, and DJs who you don't even realise how long you've been dancing for, listening to, and you've been there for 3 hours and just gone, oh, blimey, they finished that. Surely they've only been on 15 minutes. DJs like that are really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to sort of record shops, digging that kind of stuff. Where's been, your kind of best places for buying records, whether it's in Nottingham or elsewhere? Like, is there somewhere you kind of picked up a load of stuff in your collection, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. I've never ever stuck to one place. I always go to different places because sort of people know you for a sort of music and they tend to push that way. But I like to go in loads of different places. But I mean, obviously, I started off Sellenby in South Harrow was the one I started off, and Record and Disco Centre in Rayners Lane was massive, and I used to go to like Bluebird in Paddington, like everywhere in London. Record and Tape Exchange was big as well. They had about 4 shops. And up in Nottingham, obviously Arcade, Jonathan there, Funky Monkey, Rob's Records, fantastic, Anarchy, Selector Disc. Anywhere that was open, to be honest. Plates was good as well, I remember. That's a nice little shop.
You don't have to say that.
But no, there was, I mean, Oh, so many different places. I mean, I used to. If there's a record shop, I have to go there. If I, no matter what or where, I will see a record shop and I'll just stop and go. I mean, I found a lovely little digging place, which I'm still not telling anyone it is. The only person who knows in Nottingham apart from me is Mouse.
Keep it
We go to this
secret.
little place which is got a load of old obscure sevens. Nothing particularly rare as such, but at 50p a time, it's not bad. So you dig up the occasional, £10. But yeah, there's some good stuff. So yeah, anywhere, to be perfectly honest, I'll go and try and find, no matter where it is, because there's always something somewhere. And it doesn't just have to be the music that I like. I mean, remember the story from a bloke I know years ago. He used to DJ. He said one of his best finds was in a rock shop, and he said his mate was waiting for his mate, and he was just really bored. So he just flicked through and just stopped and went, "That looked like a Japanese pressing of a Roy Ayers thing." And he pulled out, and it was.
Wow.
They wanted like £3 for it. So it was like, there you go. And it was just like, that was the maddest pickup ever. It was in amongst like Hawkwind and stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, I have no idea why that was there.
That's the amazing thing about digging for records, isn't it? It's like you can never write anywhere off. You can never give up on a place. You can be digging somewhere for hours and just be like, well, this isn't the kind of shop that I'm going to find something I like, and then 10 seconds later,
There's always something, and it's always. I mean, I used to love going to record shops and just buying something on spec because you liked the label or the look of the label or the design, or you'd heard of one of the guitarists and the thing. It was like, Melvin Wah Watson on it or something. You went, all right, I'll give that a thing. It's only £2. I'll try that out. And sometimes you end up with absolute garbage, which you had to take back. But sometimes you just go through and go, oh my God, it's that tune. I didn't even know what that was called, but I love that tune because I've heard that out. And stuff like that. I love doing that. I mean, obviously, still buying new stuff, but for buying the old stuff as well, just picking up a few beauties like that's always good.
definitely, yeah, it's good taking a punt on stuff, especially like it's good and bad. Like if somewhere's not got a listening deck, I quite like that because you do have to just take a risk. It's usually got to be something cheap.
The prices of it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a lot of money, then obviously you're probably going to think twice about it. But like you say, digging through 50p bins or something, giving something a shot, you can find some amazing tunes that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple of random questions. So I was talking to Mark Rayner earlier, who I think you probably know.
Yeah, I know Mark.
Yeah, he he used to run Wild Honey, which is obviously like
Yeah,
nights and stuff in Nottingham, and I hadn't actually seen it before, but he had that magazine sort of fanzine thing back in the day.
yeah.
And he's started to archive them online, so I had a quick flick through, and I was talking. He actually suggested talking to you about music and soul bugging and stuff. And I noticed they had like some quick fire questions on the back of one of the magazines. I think it was just like
Yeah.
random questions they'd ask people. So
Yeah.
as a kind of departure from the traditional interview questions, I thought I'd fire off some random quick fire questions to finish it off.
Go for it.
Yeah. All right. First one is what's your favourite pack of crisps?
What's the sauce?
Good shout. What's your least favourite colour?
I don't care about colours that much to have a least or most favourite colour.
It's fair.
Not overly bothered.
What's your favourite dial on a DJ mixer?
I like the main, so you can turn the volume up even louder.
Good answer.
Oh, actually, as I get older, I like the headphones volume, so I can turn up even louder because everyone has to be too quiet and my ears are knackered.
Yeah, that is definitely part of the job. Turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
What's your favourite response if someone requests something?
My favourite ever, because I mean, when I used to do Snug, it used to be City Centre Friday night, and I used to get some right quality thing is, and I had answers preps because I used to get asked the same thing every time. Was if someone asks you, have I got anything? Have you got anything I can dance to? I would answer, you start dancing, I'll see if I've got anything that fits.
Yeah, that's good. Turn it
And
on.
then it was, no, that's not what I meant. No, 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 no. Yeah, I know. Go away. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
I'm generally always polite, as long as they're polite. If they start getting rude, I start getting rude. So, you know what I mean? I don't mind. Come and ask you records. I don't care. Worst thing I can say is no.
yeah, exactly. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Um,
Yeah.
last thing is favorite place you've DJ'd.
That would be the bar set down the beach bar at Electric Elephant in Tisno.
Oh wow.
That was glorious. Looking out on the sea, really, really, really warm with cool beers next to me in a little fridge and a really nice sound system. So yeah, that was probably my favourite.
Is that site? Because I've been to a couple of festivals in Tisno, and I'm guessing it's the same place. Is it like down on the beach,
It
and they've
will
got
be the
that
same
little?
site, yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing spot.
Yeah, that was really, really good. That little sort of tiki hut type thing.
I know the
Yeah,
place you mean. Yeah,
really, really nice.
yeah. They used to do.
Being like 20 yards away from the
Yeah,
sea, so yeah.
people are like in the sea, sort of, just listening to the tunes.
On Lilo's raving,
Yeah,
yes, that's the one. I've got a video somewhere of like about 12 people on a kid's dinghy going absolutely mad at about 7 in the evening. I'm not sure what we're going on there because Tubal doesn't get you that drunk.
no, and that's all they serve. But yeah, it's an amazing place that is. I think I've heard
Yeah.
they've stopped doing festivals there now. I think I don't know.
Oh, that would be. I know Love International's around there somewhere. I'm not sure if it's actually on the same site, but I mean that would be a good one as well. I'd love to go there. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was cracking. That was really good. And other than that, I mean, I got really excited. I played at the Jazz Cafe once for Gil Scott Heron
oh wow.
because I used to write for Blues and Soul magazine, and
Mm.
they were putting on Gil Scott Heron. They said, "Do you want to come and DJ?" I'm like, "Yeah, but we
Wow.
haven't told you anything about details." I'm like, "You said it's Gil Scott Heron.
Yeah.
You don't. It doesn't need to be any more details." And I got there, and it was horrible. I mean, the Gil Scott Heron thing was great on that, but the DJ booth was terrible. It was
Really?
really bad. It was dark. You had to put stuff underneath it. It was all sticky.
Oh
It's like,
man.
oh, right, okay.
Good
You
claim to
always think
fame
it's
though.
going to be all like fancy, but
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's a good one to have for the CV. Really, that
it is, yeah. It was a quality one.
nice. I suppose last thing really is like obviously lockdown situation's not great, but any plans or things you want to update us with Soul Buggin? Are you continuing parties obviously when we're allowed back out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were supposed to do the Homo Electric party, which we postponed. So when we know when we get out and when we know we're going to put it on, we are going to put it on. Probably in the autumn now, but we can't actually get any dates because no one knows anything at the moment.
Yeah,
But I mean, we're supposed to have another party in June, but that's on hold. We're going to have just go to our sites, go to our social media. We'll let you know as soon as we go out. We're going to try and hold a party very, very quickly. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm putting mixes on my SoundCloud site. Ran a quiz on Friday night. Probably going to do another one this Friday night.
oh nice.
Just need to check with the others what's going on. But yeah, probably a little bit more general. I think the other one was a bit soul bugging centric, so most people didn't have a clue, including some of the other soul buggers didn't know the answers to some of them. So yeah, just generally keeping going. You know, checking out new music, making sure still buy music because everyone else out there has to carry on buying music because if we want these artists to keep going, we got to keep supporting them.
Exactly, totally agree. Yeah, wicked. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thanks
All
a
right,
lot for
cheers,
talking
mate.
to us, Steve. Yeah, appreciate it.
Good to speak to you.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe and hope to catch up with
And
you
you.
soon, man.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one. See you in a bit.
Bye.